Hey everyone, welcome to the 12 Man Insight Podcast. I'm Mo. I'm here with your boy Tommy. Tommy, what's up, man? Last week of football, then we officially enter the offseason for everybody, all 32 teams. What you got, man? How's this week going for you?
It's going well. It's going well. The weather's nice finally here in Dallas, but is anyone else sad that we have one more football game left this season?
Man,
I mean, it flies every time. I mean, remember the first preseason game,
yeah.
Bears Texans in Canton, man, and here we are, it's Super Bowl time. So it's been a fun season, a very interesting season from a Seahawks perspective. But man, we've got one more to go, and it should be a really good game. Should be a really good game.
And we'll get to the Super Bowl predictions and the game, previewing the game in general. But let's start with some Seahawks news. So the Seahawks hired some new assistant coaches. Klint Kubiak is getting to work, man. He's getting to work, and he hired some coaches. One of the coaches, the QB coach, Andrew Janeko, and we got John Benton, the offensive line coach. What did you think about these hires, Tommy? And obviously, like when an offensive coordinator comes into the building, he's going to bring his own people. What does that mean to to his operations? And why not just stick with new people that he doesn't know?
Yeah, I mean, it's very simple. When you're in the industry, it's a lot about who you know, and obviously Kubiak trusts these guys, and he knows that they're on the same page about what Kubiak wants, and with each position group, such as the offensive line, quarterback coach, they're going to make sure that they're on the same page and kind of understand each other and what they need to be coaching at practice during individual periods, and then when they come to team, they're going to be on the same page. Just the familiarity with each other will make it very seamless to a transition into Seattle. Um, and obviously, with roster decisions, they'll be on the same page as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, I think, that relationship is really important between the offensive line coach and the offensive coordinators. Always, like when I see new coaching hires, especially offensive coordinator coaching hires, they always take a offensive line coach they know, because they want to. It's like a unique relationship on what the offensive coordinator wants, what kind of running game, the installs. Most of the time, the offensive line coach serves as the running game coordinator too, right? Tommy, is that how it
Yeah,
works?
and if you look up Benton and read some of his quotes, it's a lot about running the ball. How can we effectively run the ball? How can we stop pursuits? He one of his things is that he sees left tackle and right tackle as equal value. He sees them as equally important. He says there's no difference between the two, in his opinion. But yeah, he wants to beat defenders to the spot. He wants his offensive lineman being fast and aggressive right off the snap. So I like that. I like that. Seems like there's a lot of the same formula. Like Mike McDonald, you can tell a lot of with the hires, the trend is like running the football. We need to run the football, and that he's making hires accordingly.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of when the Broncos won the Super Bowl. Was it 2016? I think it was 2016, right? When they beat the Panthers.
Yeah, it was Super Bowl 50. I know that.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of that type of team he wants to build. Where I think Gary Kubiak was the offensive coordinator of the Broncos with Peyton Manning, right?
I believe
And
so. I believe so. Yep.
but they were winning because of their defense, not because of their offense that year. And it looks like he wants to build that complementary ball type of program where he wants his defense leading the charge, and he just wants his offense making sure that they can like kill the clock and manage the game.
I mean, totally. It's like when the Seahawks beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl 2 years prior. Broncos came in with the best offense in the NFL. Seahawks had the best defense. Obviously, the Seahawks took care of business. It seemed like the Broncos kind of flipped their philosophy over that 1 year gap between losing the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. And they flipped it. They said, all right, we're going to be a great defense with an offense that complements our defense versus being just a polarizing offense. And so I think that's how you win. You know, you got to have a very good defense to win Super Bowls. Defense wins championships. That's been true. That's still true. If you can't defend, you can't win championships.
All right, let's get to Andrew Janoko. So he is basically the new quarterbacks coach of the Seahawks, hired by Klint Kubiak. And I don't know a lot about this guy, but I just know he's Klint Kubiak's guy. So if he's here, then hopefully like Gino gets more help in learning the Kubiak system.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he is the ultimate Kubiak guy. He was with him in Minnesota, so they're just familiar with each other. And I know Kubiak will also have his hands on the quarterback situation as well. But he Janoko's a younger guy. He's a younger guy as well. So 36 years old. And truly, he's just Kubiak's guy. Kubiak trusts him to you know do what he expects him to do, really, and he trusts him.
Yeah. So we're good then. Basically, let's see how it goes, man. I think it's an interesting scheme to see, how it. And we see it every time with McVay and Shanahan, but let's see how it works here. We tried it with Shane Waldron, it didn't work, but let's see, let's see how it goes with your boy Clint
Yeah,
Kubiak.
and my kind of wrap up comment on the whole deal is with what we're seeing with these hires. I do think personnel wise, we are going to address additions that will enhance the run game. I've been obviously that should have been the case anyway, but with all these hires and what their philosophies are, it does tell me that this could be a big offseason and upping the fronts and maybe adding a blocking tight end and just really making sure we're addressing this run game and that in a way that it can be effective this upcoming season.